Okay, so we're here with two special guests to debate the issues concerning the story of Balaam in Numbers 22. Standing in for the Fundy Atheists, we have Dan Barker, head of the Freedom from Religion Foundation.
Hey, you stupid Christians.
Yeah, okay, Dan. And from the other side, we have Buttercup.
Hey, wait a minute, I'm debating a donkey?
Sure, one ass debating another makes sense, wouldn't you say? Anyhow, let's set it out, Dan. What's the problem with this story?
Well, Holding, there's two problems. Number one, if God gave permission for Balaam to go with those other men, why was God angry with him for going? Number two, who can believe a story with a magic talking donkey in it?
That's not hard at all. It's satire.
Huh?
Sure. Look, Dan, we know from the archaeological data that Balaam actually existed as a pagan diviner and prophet. Given that, the matter you refer to is best interpreted as an intentional contradiction made for the purpose of poking fun at a very popular diviner who was no match for the true God. So, in the end, Dan, God is mocking and playing with Balaam the idolater even as he mocked and played with the Pharaoh. And the story ends with an incredible satiric irony. Balaam, the self-proclaimed prophet of God, isn't even able to see the angel of the Lord in front of him, while the ass he's riding can see it and has to tell him about it.
I don't get it. Look, Holding, I'll put it this way. This morning when I was driving up here, I stopped to get gas.
Yeah?
I went into the station to get some coffee, and then a cat came up to me and spoke to me in English and said, "Stay away from the tuna sandwiches." Do you believe that? Do you think that happened to me?
No?
Why?
Because, Mr. Barker, according to your own testimony, you're a congenital liar. You lied to family and friends about being an apostate from Christianity for months at a time. Why should we trust you when you say you've been speaking to cats? It's also clear from your work and from your uncritical acceptance of unqualified sources like Herbert Cutler that you have an inflated view of your own abilities and are perhaps delusional. Your past history belies any likelihood that a cat spoke to you. Whereas the Bible is confirmed by archaeological, textual, and historical evidence that you clearly do not have a clue about. Frankly, I would need another witness at least in order to even set the ground for believing that cat spoke to you. Then again, had you told me that that cat warned you against being an egomaniac, I might be inclined to believe you on your own.
Well, that was interesting.